So welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Mindy Banks. I'm the Flip Flop Chef, and tonight I am celebrating 27 years with Pampered Chef. And it's really hard to believe that it has been 27 years since I joined this company. I was 18 years old at the time, and I had actually tried to join when I was 16 years old. So if you are watching me for the first time tonight and don't really know my story, I'll give you just a really quick recap. When I was 15, my mom asked me if I wanted to drive her to a Pampered Chef party, and I really didn't care where she was going because she said I could drive her there. So I drove her to the Pampered Chef party, and while we were there, I realized that the lady that was doing the demonstration was essentially getting paid to eat, and my 15-year-old brain was like, that is a dream job. And so here I am all these years later, still getting paid to eat, and I still love it, and I'm excited to share some things with you tonight that maybe you've never seen before, product-wise, tip-wise, just some ideas. My goal for tonight is I really want to help you simplify preparing meals in your kitchen. I know with the new year, people tend to make lots of New Year's resolutions. I'm somebody who I've never really been a New Year's resolutions person. I always reflect on the previous year and kind of think about what I want to do different in the coming year or the new year, things that I might want to change, but I don't make like, oh, I'm going to do this or I'm going to, certain specific things. I just always strive to do a little bit better, if that makes sense. But I know with the new year, what comes up for a lot of people is eating healthier, eating differently, eating at home more. And with 27 years of experience with Pampered Chef, what I have seen is there are different times, different economic times where people tend to want to eat at home more. And I am seeing a lot of people wanting to prepare more meals at home because it is cheaper to eat at home. It is much cheaper to go to the grocery store and buy your groceries and come home and cook them. The problem is it takes time to do that. And so what I want to do tonight is I'm going to teach you guys how to make a meal prep bar in the form of a fruit bar, a veggie bar, a cheese bar, a lettuce bar. This is not just about salads. I have seen the trends online of the refrigerator salad bar trend. That is not what we're doing tonight. It is similar. But if you're like me, then you may be the only person in your house who eats salad. So in my house, I'm the only one that eats salad. No matter what I try, they don't eat salad. So making a refrigerator salad bar wouldn't really benefit anyone in this house except for myself. And so I cook for everyone for the most part. I do get a little help here and there, but what I want to do is I want to make cooking even easier for me. And so obviously I have all the right tools to do that. And if you're willing to take just a little bit of prep time, one day a week or once every 10 days, then this can really, really help streamline your time in the kitchen and give you more time with your family, less time doing dishes. The first time you do this, you'll have more dishes, but then as you're pulling these little meal prep bars out of the fridge to prepare whatever meal it is that you're eating, you're gonna find that you don't have that many dishes because all the prep work has been done. So if you are like me, I live at home, I work at home, we school at home, we pretty much do everything at home except go to church. And so we're here all the time. We're always making meals, and my boys are 13 and a half now, which is kind of crazy. And so they're even preparing their food. And what I have found with them is if I do some of the prep work, then they're reaching for things that are better for them than things that maybe require them to do a little bit more effort. So let's dive right in. As you are joining me, please let me know in the chat where you're watching from, if you're watching this live or if you're watching the replay. Right now I'm streaming in 3 locations. So YouTube is where I monitor the comments, and I will be answering all of the questions on YouTube during this live event tonight. So as you have questions, you're welcome to put those in the YouTube chat. If you're watching on Facebook, I'm streaming in 2 different places on Facebook. Feel free to leave questions there. I probably will not get to those live tonight unless we just happen to have a little bit of extra time at the end. But I will answer them. It will probably just be tomorrow. I pinned the shopping link at the top of the chat for tonight. So we have live prizes. So if you registered ahead of time, so if you RSVP'd for this event, you were entered into the live giveaway. So I'm going to share those names in a little while, and then I have a lot more prizes that we're going to give away afterwards. And if you shop the party tonight, then you're going to get double entries into the bigger prize giveaway. Now, shopping tonight, what that means, I've had a couple people ask me like, what is the cutoff time? And it's not midnight, it's not a certain time. I basically count everyone who shops between today, well actually if you shopped before today also, but as long as the order comes in before I wake up tomorrow morning. So when I wake up tomorrow morning, so we'll just say around 7 a.m. So if you're struggling to get it through, it's not like a hard midnight cutoff. I just include everybody who shops before I start my workday tomorrow. So hope that helps, hope that clears things up. But let's go ahead and get started. I have lots to share with you. I've done a ton of prep work ahead of time. The first thing we're gonna start with is our fruit bar, because we're also going to make a dessert pizza using the fruit bar. So I'm going to show you how to make a fun heart-shaped fruit dessert pizza. So let's get our fruit tray finished. I did some of the prep work ahead of time, and I made the mistake of not saving a strawberry for you guys to show you the cup slicer, and I don't have any more. So the boys were literally like vultures, like, what can we eat, when I was prepping this yesterday, and I gave them all the leftover strawberries that were not in this tray, and I should have saved at least one to show you our cup slicer because it is on sale. And I don't have, I can probably show you on a cucumber in a little bit if I remember, but I love this. This is part of our 15% off sale. So I'll try to remember to show you that on a cucumber. But this is our large cool and serve tray, and I'm gonna show you all of the pieces. This is the lid that I just took off, and I like to show you that it actually nests inside, the base nests inside the lid. So if you're taking this on the boat or the beach or the pool or the park or to your family's house or wherever you're taking this, you don't have to, the lid doesn't ever have to be separated from the base. So you're not gonna lose the lid, it's not gonna get cracked, it's not gonna get broken, keep it all together. This is how this tray comes as is. There is an insert that I'm gonna share later that you can buy as an add-on, but these are the pieces that you get with the large cool and serve tray. So there's this insert. I have sliced strawberries and blueberries. Now, normally I don't slice the strawberries ahead of time. They will stay fresher longer if you put the whole strawberries in here, but I knew we were gonna be making the fruit pizza, and I knew my boys would eat pretty much whatever's left when I'm done. So these are two identical trays as far as what they look like here, but they have different foods in them. So I have strawberries in both, I have raspberries in this one, and blueberries in this one. These are ice pucks. When I'm storing this in my refrigerator, I don't use the ice pucks. I keep them in the freezer so that they're always cold whenever I need them. But most of the products I'm showing you tonight do have these ice pucks. So I put them in here so that you can see. The flip side of this is a deviled egg tray. And this is really, really cool because it's gonna keep your food nice and cold even when you're serving food outside, which here in Florida, that is an important thing to have. Like I said, I don't need these ice pucks right now because this is just gonna go in my refrigerator, but I wanted to show you all of the pieces. So what we're gonna do next is we're going to get the rest of our fruit ready to go for this fruit pizza and our fruit bar. So let's start off with a can of mandarin oranges. I like mandarin oranges when I make this dessert pizza, and I'm sure that there are a lot of you guys here who have made the dessert pizza over the years with Pampered Chef, because it is truly a classic Pampered Chef recipe. You can put whatever fruit that you want on there. You can add bananas if you want. I tend to not use bananas on a fruit pizza because they brown so quickly, so I try to pick things that will last at least till the next day if I'm not serving this at a party. I did want to put kiwi on here, but they were not quite soft enough. They weren't ripe enough, so I decided to just leave those out and we'll eat those later. But my boys were sad because they wanted some of those kiwi too. But we're gonna use mandarin oranges for the fruit pizza. So I have a can of mandarin oranges, and I also have some whole oranges, which I'm going to slice up. So let me show you. I know that this has a pull top on there, but I don't like any metal to be exposed to cut me, and so that's why I always use the smooth edge can opener. So you're gonna just hook this can opener on the side just like that, and you're gonna twist around. I think I'm gonna twist around, there we go. And when you go all the way around, you'll feel the tension release, and then you're gonna turn counterclockwise like this to release it. There's a button on the side with a little claw here. I have a short video on my YouTube channel showing you how to use the smooth edge can opener and this can strainer. So if you need an up close look at what I just showed you, I have a short video on my YouTube channel. So you put it over the top of the can, and look, you can just strain this in here, just like this. And I just realized I was gonna use this bowl for something else, so I'll just rinse it out when I'm done. and give this a little shake. Now, if you have a wider can, like tuna can or a large vegetable can, this will fit inside of the can. So on top of the standard can, inside of a wider can. So we're gonna pour these mandarins right into that little compartment. And yes, it holds exactly 1 can. So it's a really nice measurement there. I'm gonna rinse this out because I am gonna use this on something else in just a little bit. So just rinse that out. Okay, now I'm gonna show you how I wedge oranges. Now, you might be thinking, well, what's the big deal? There's nothing special. There's really not anything special, but I like to prep food the way that I want to eat them. And if you are someone who likes orange wedges, then you probably don't like all of those membranes. And so what I like to do is I cut them in half and then I quarter it. And this one is perfect. There's nothing to cut off. This one has this part of the membrane. And so I just I'm using a tomato knife and I'm just gonna cut that off. And so this makes it really easy to bite like this. So hopefully that makes sense. And then it also means that there's less waste when my kids attack this tray, right? So the purpose of this is to have good food available for your family or for yourself, depending on who you're preparing food for, because if it's ready, you're more likely to eat it. So while I finish cutting up these oranges, I'm gonna tell you some of the things that I have made. I did this whole bar ahead of time, so I have pictures and some ideas to share with you guys. Let me grab my cheat sheet here. Some of the things that I made with all of the bars. So remember, we're gonna have a cheese bar, a veggie bar, a fruit bar, and a lettuce bar. So it's not just for salads, but for me, I eat lots of salads, and all the lettuce that you're gonna see me use tonight, I grew on my tower garden, which you can actually get one of those from Keith if you're ever interested. But I love being able to just go pick that off. But sometimes I don't wanna take the time to go cut it off and wash it and chop it and all that stuff. And so it's nice to just have it ready to go, and it will stay fresh for an extended period of time if you prep it right. And I'm gonna tell you about that a little bit later. But so in addition to salads, you can actually use your prep bar for making things like soup. So I made one of his favorite soup recipes. It's the veggie tortellini soup. And for that one, I needed celery, carrots, red bell pepper, and onions. So I don't cook with celery often. I do grow that on my tower garden, and so I tend to just go cut it off when I need it. I didn't want to have that in my prep bar because it would just go to waste. So make sure you're not putting things in your bars that aren't going to last, right? Because if they're not going to get eaten, then you're going to end up throwing them away. So this is the waste. I'm just going to toss this here, and then we're gonna decorate the fruit pizza. So let me grab that, but check this out. I probably could have fit one more orange on the top, but I wanted to just go ahead and move on here. So isn't that beautiful? And I think when food looks pretty, it's more likely to be eaten. So let me grab my heart-shaped stone and my cream cheese mixture. This is pretty quick and easy here. And I am a sticky note person because I won't remember things, but my note on here just says to cut this, excuse me, cut this before decorating. So I'm gonna try to remember to do that after I put the cream cheese on there. But a couple of the other ideas. So salads we talked about soups. I use this in fajitas. We use this to I made caprese salads, which we'll talk a little bit more about that later. You can make cucumber and tomatoes, like salsa or salad, not salsa, cucumber and tomato salad. There's so many different things that you can do. For my kids, we make rice, and we have the ready pasta that you can just pop in the microwave. I think it takes maybe 60 seconds. And so they prepare things for themselves, and so they can microwave the pasta and add some of the cooked chicken, which I have all the chicken cooked back here. We're gonna have a protein bar too. We haven't talked about that yet. So making it easy for yourself and for your family to prepare their meals is the key here tonight. Now, this is our heart-shaped stoneware, and I baked a sugar cookie in here. I'm gonna put the cream cheese frosting on here first, or cream cheese, I guess it's frosting. It's 1 pack of cream cheese and I think a 1/3 cup of powdered sugar. If you don't have this recipe already, all of the recipes will be posted about 9:15 on my recipe community. So if you are not a member of the recipe community, make sure you go to theflipflopchef.com and click the button at the top of the page so that you can join my recipe community there. And this will be posted, as well as all of the details about the meal prep bars that we're going to be finishing up here in just a few minutes. So we're going to just spread this kind of almost to the edge. You want to still be able to see the cookie crust. And yes, the heart-shaped stone is available for purchase while supplies last. So I know a lot of you guys got this on the first, when it first launched, and I'm happy that we still have them. I hope we have lots of them because I know this is something that so many people wanted. This is the perfect wedding gift, by the way, and such a fun Valentine's gift. So you could make a chocolate chip cookie like the Cookie Company and have that for your Valentine's Day. Now, this is the trick that you can do ahead of time. So a lot of people go ahead and decorate this cookie, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it first, and then we're gonna decorate it. So that way it stays pretty and you're not cutting through all of the fruit, right? So because it's a heart, these are not gonna be equal portions, okay? And we're gonna just slice it like this. And then, and this is our pizza cutter. The key for this is you go back and you're gonna spread out the cream cheese again so it doesn't look like it's cut. And that's a fun thing when you're serving this because it just stays pretty to the last slice. When I made things like this at home parties, 9 times out of 10 I would forget that step. So that's why I had a sticky note on here. All right, so we've got this, and you can decorate this however way you want. I thought what we would do is we would just put strawberries around the edge, and let's see. You know what? I'm not gonna do a pattern. I'm gonna just kind of let this be a little bit more, since it's not a circle, it's not as easy to do like all of these in a ring or something like that. So we're just going to kind of just spread them out. You can do this differently if you want when you make this. The key is to just cover the top with these strawberries. And like I said, you can use the quick slice or the cup slicer. The cup slicer is 15% off right now. So we're gonna get a couple more strawberries here. And then we're gonna add some of these mandarins. And so we're just gonna kind of just drop these around. It gives it some color by using different fruits. And then we'll add some blueberries and some raspberries. I highly recommend the blueberries because it really gives it that pop of color. And then I also have some fresh mint leaves, which came from my tower garden also. So we're gonna put some of those on here just to make it look pretty. You don't have to eat the mint leaf unless you want to. All right, so a few raspberries. Let's see, we have a lot of red with the strawberries and the raspberries there. Okay, and then we're gonna just take our shears here, and this is our herb keeper. So I cut the mint off of my tower earlier today, and I just filled the bottom part of this herb keeper with water just so that this wouldn't wilt while I was working on it. So we're just gonna put a few of these, or waiting on tonight, not working on it. We're just gonna put a few of these on here. I think the smaller leaves will probably look prettier. And this is just for decoration. So put a few of these on here. I'm gonna go down a little bit here. Oops. You can leave this off if you want to. I just wanted to do a little bit of a garnish. All right, so here is our heart-shaped fruit pizza. I don't want to tilt it too much because I don't want it to, the fruit to fall off, but this is ready to eat. And so I'll set this aside, and then we're gonna move on to the next meal prep bar. So we have our fruit bar, which is now partly used. If this last 2 days. I'll be surprised. My kids will devour this. And the next tray we're gonna do is our meat. So this is our protein tray. Now, I cooked this chicken on the deluxe grill and griddle, which as far as I know, it is still available in our clearance outlet. So if you're not familiar with our clearance outlet, make sure you click, I believe it's the sale tab when you are shopping, and it will show you the clearance outlet as well. So you can cook them on the deluxe grill and griddle. That's how I grill chicken several times a week. I do that, I mean, all the time. It's just, I use that thing so much. Another option is our double burner grill, or double burner griddle. Why can't I think of what I'm trying to say? We used to have a griddle. So this is the double burner grill pan. And I bought this actually to take to the doghouse in Georgia because I can't use this on my stovetop here because I have an induction cooktop. And so this doesn't work on induction, but I have an electric cooktop in Georgia. And so I thought, oh, I'm gonna get this to take there. I like this also because you can bake in it too. So if you want to use this is also an option to purchase. And I love this piece of cookware. It's very heavy duty, but it's not super heavy as far as the weight goes. So definitely check this out. Double burner grill pan, and this has a lifetime guarantee on this. So let me set this aside, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that same, actually, let's see, I'll just use a steak knife. The tomato knife and the steak knife, they're pretty much the same. We're gonna slice all of this chicken, and we're gonna create our protein bar. And so we have our fruit bar. This is our protein bar, protein tray, whatever we're gonna call it. This is the same as the large cool and serve, but the difference is I'm not using the ice pucks in here. I don't need them because this is actually still warm. This is the 5-section tray. So what we're gonna do, excuse me, I have 4 pieces of chicken. These will hold a little bit more than 1 chicken breast per compartment. The middle is where I'm gonna put some bacon. Now I did cook the bacon last night, and I didn't put it in the tray yet because I didn't have the chicken ready. So this is just bacon, so like bacon bits. You can use these on top of baked potatoes. You can use these on top of pizza. I got the Uni pizza oven back here for Christmas. And so we've only used it once so far, but I just ordered some more Pampered Chef pizza crust mix. So Keith likes bacon on his pizza. So this is also a tray that you can use for your pizza toppings. And so what we're gonna do is we've got the bacon bits in the middle. Those are also great on top of soups. So depending on what you're making, bacon, I'm not a huge bacon fan. I mean, I'll eat it, but I don't eat tons of it. I know usually there's an audible gasp when I say that, but I can take it or leave it. I'm one of those people I could live without bacon. Now, for tonight, every day, I just ask my kids, what seasoning do you want on the chicken? And I kind of go with what they pick. Christian almost always wants lemon garlic, which we have discontinued. I can't remember if it's in the outlet still or not, but thankfully I bought like 15 bottles of that. That's his favorite. And then Connor is on the, I want everything taco. So to give you guys an example, this is like Mexican flavor or taco flavor chicken. So you could use any of our Mexican flavored seasonings. We have the carnitas, which I love. We have the everything taco. We have the Southwestern seasoning, and lots of great choices to choose from. This is everything taco. You can make 4 different flavors if you want, but I just did 2 chicken breasts with everything taco and 2 with the lemon garlic. I should have cut most of this ahead of time, and I apologize that I didn't do that. I think in my brain I intended to, and I didn't do it. So you're getting to see this steak knife working well. And honestly, this will cut better if you cut it when it's still a little bit warm. I cooked this about an hour ago, so, well, maybe not quite that long. And it's had time to get to room temperature. But I think I started to say this earlier and I didn't really finish it, but If you do not have our micro cookers, I love them because if you are reheating chicken, especially in the microwave, then you guys all, I don't have to tell you, if you reheat chicken in the microwave, it tends to have, it changes the texture. And I will say that with our micro cookers, it actually holds that moisture in because it's like a steamer. And so it has a lid and it keeps the moisture in the chicken. It's really kind of magical when it comes to chicken. I remember, I don't know how long Keith and I were married before he finally believed me that you could reheat leftovers that had chicken in them if you put them in the micro cookers, and they taste just fine. And so any given day, my dishwasher is full of micro cookers. So sometimes Keith and I joke, we're like, well, we might need to buy another set of micro cookers. So we have at least 2 sets. So we're gonna put the chicken in here. And if you wanted to, like if you, let's say you bought a rotisserie chicken or something and you had some leftover, you could also fill one of these wells with that too. So I put the everything taco on these 2, and I'm gonna do the lemon garlic here. You could also, if you wanted to add other proteins, you can certainly do that. I don't eat fish. It's not allowed to be cooked in my house because I don't want my house to smell. So, but I guess if you like cold fish, I don't eat any fish, so that's not my department. By the way, this was the large groove cutting board, which I absolutely love. We're gonna use another one of those in just a little bit. I need to move a little faster if we're gonna get through all of this, so I just happened to look at the clock. So this is our protein bar, okay? So we have our chicken and our bacon. I'm going to take a quick break and answer your questions. So let me set this down. And then we have the cheese bar, and the lettuce bar is pretty much already made. And then we've got to prep these vegetables. So let me see if there's any questions really quickly, and then I'll get back to making all of these. So let's see. And I know sometimes I can't go back up all the way at the top. So if I've missed a question at some point, ask it again and I'll do my best to answer it. So hello to everyone, and hey Sandy, I can't believe you made it on here. So earlier today I went to a going away party for one of my first friends here in Sarasota, and she said at lunch, or it was an afternoon meal, she's like, I gotta get home to watch Mindy. So it means a lot, Sandy. I love you, and I'm so glad I got to see you today. All right, let's see, questions is what I'm looking for. And okay, I do hope that you will go and look at the can opener video. If you go to my channel on YouTube and there's a button that says, if you don't know this, a lot of people don't realize this, but if you go to a YouTube channel, there's a button for videos, there's a button for live videos, there's a button for shorts. Shorts is what you need to click on to find that video. And if you can't find it, just text me and I will be happy to let you know. So Denise asked, can you fill the base with ice to keep food cold? I wouldn't recommend it. The ice would melt relatively quickly, much faster than these trays will defrost. They are gonna stay cold 4 to 6 hours. So I would not recommend using ice in the tray. I don't know how well it would actually, I don't even know if you could get the trays in there on top of ice. So that's a good question. All right, let's see. Somebody asked about, hang on, if I can get my phone to cooperate here. Somebody asked about the Tower Garden. So I will post Keith's link really quickly in the chat. If anybody's interested in checking that out, you can. All right, let's see. The heart-shaped stone is, as far as I know, not approved for the deluxe air fryer and oven. I do not think it is on the approved list. So I would not recommend that you put it in there. I don't think it will fit in there. So Lynn asked if I can store the fruits in the fridge. So I am guessing you're talking about my fruit tray. Absolutely, that's how I store it. I prep the fruit, put it in the fridge, and my kids just take it in and out as they want it. So, all right, let's see here. I'm trying to catch back up on where I left off. There we go. Questions. I appreciate all the sweet comments. You guys are awesome. Makes me feel so special. So I appreciate that. All right. Yes, peaches are great on the cookie in the summer. You can even use canned peaches if you wanted to. I have done that actually with both fresh and canned. So, and Sarah asked if I have any tips on using the herb keeper. So I'm not sure specifically what questions that you want me to give you tips on or types of tips, but the only thing that doesn't keep in here very long is basil. Basil just doesn't keep very long after it's cut anyways, but this is great for parsley, cilantro. This little short one here is great for like your stick-like herbs like rosemary and thyme. You can put that in here, but it's just a base for your fresh herbs, and this goes in the refrigerator for keeping it fresher longer. Yes, Lisa, I do use the grill a lot. Okay, looking for questions. Okay, let's see. Linda, I only have one tower garden. It has 28 ports that I can grow in at one time. So it's pretty awesome. Okay, let me show you the 2 trays that are really quick and really easy, and then we're gonna do the rest of our veggie prep, which will actually go pretty quickly thanks to the Rapid Prep mandolin. This is the rectangular cool and serve tray. It also has ice pucks. I did not put them in here because I do not want this lettuce to freeze. This will keep, I had lettuce in here that I was using for over a 10-day period of time, and it was still nice and fresh. I did not cut all of this, but I did get it all washed and ready to go. And I think I'm gonna leave it in here like this for the most part, but the cool thing is you can actually take these pieces of romaine and you can shred it in the Rapid Prep mandolin, which is really cool. You can use any of this. I'm gonna slide some of this over because I'm gonna put the chopped pieces on the side. What I did with the last tray, I chopped all of it, and there is a paper towel in the bottom, and that just helps pick up any excess moisture, and it's gonna help it last longer, so I didn't have like gross pieces of lettuce stuck to the bottom of this that were rotting. This is our nylon knife. That's not what we call it. What do we call it? I think I'm giving one of these away. Serrated nylon knife. Okay. So it's not going to cut your skin, but it's great for lettuce because it gives it a tearing effect. Okay. And so you can chop all of this. When I did the first tray to kind of get ready for this live, I chopped all of the lettuce, and even chopped, I was shocked at how long that it stayed fresh. Now, this piece right here, let me see if I have like, there's so much mint. Mint is like a weed, and so I have so much of it. So I will see if I can get this to, I don't usually use an herb stripper on this, but this little thing right here, you put it in these holes, and you can pull the stem through, oops, and it's gonna pull those leaves off. I need to be in the, it's in between the 2 size holes. So this is really great for like rosemary, thyme, parsley. Mint leaves are so different in size, but that kind of gives you an idea of how this works. I also like to use the top 2 or largest 2 sizes for Swiss chard and kale. They are great for that. So, all right, so we've got our lettuce tray. I'm gonna flip this over. I'm not gonna chop all of this for time's sake, but also because I think I'm just gonna leave it because I like to do chopped salad anyways. And so when I make my salads, I do use the salad choppers. I put all the ingredients in a bowl, and then I just chop it up. And I like doing that because everything is bite-sized and I get a little bit of everything. So this is my lettuce bar. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in the fridge. And then we're gonna do the cheese bar. And this one's really quick and easy also. So this is the small cool and serve tray. And I do have the ice puck in here. And the reason I have it in here is because I took this cheese out about an hour before we started, and I wanted it to stay cold. So this is the ice puck for the small cool and serve tray, but I don't need it because this is gonna be in the refrigerator. So I thought when I made the cheese tray that I was really making it for me. And what I learned was Christian really likes to eat cheese, and if it's ready to go, he's gonna eat it. So I was really impressed. I've refilled this tray so many times. It's kind of been crazy. But what I want to show you, I have sliced mozzarella, which I used in the first tray that I did, and I've had to go to the store to buy more fresh mozzarella because Christian likes it so much, and I don't even think he knew he liked fresh mozzarella so much. I decided this time to get some of these little pearls, and so I'm gonna just put these in here. One of my favorite salads is a caprese salad. So with tomatoes, fresh mozzarella, and basil, and I do grow basil on my tower. So look, you can just break these little pearls apart, and then when you wanna make your salad, you're gonna get your tomatoes ready. Now I'm gonna do, let me get a little bowl so I can show you how I'm gonna do this. Okay, I do not prep tomatoes ahead, and the reason that I don't is because I don't like refrigerated tomatoes. So the tomatoes are the one ingredient that I really do not want to prep ahead. So I just cut what I need when I need it. If you've never seen this close and cut right here, it's pretty cool. It's got a plate on the bottom, plate on the top, and it's spring loaded. So when you push down on this, you're gonna push in the middle. I'm gonna show you, but see this? Can you guys see that that moves? And look, this piece moves in and out. So I'm gonna put these tomatoes in here. I guess I know what I'm eating when we finish, right? And you're gonna push in the middle. It's really important that you push in the middle, because if you just push on the edge, you're just pushing the bottom and the top plate together on the edge. Push in the middle so that both plates are coming in full contact with each other. It comes with this knife. So you're gonna lift up just enough to get that blade in. You're gonna slice all the way across, and then you've got every single tomato is cut perfectly in half. So I did not get any basil off of my tower garden, but what you could do if you wanted to make a caprese salad, put these pearls in this bowl with your tomatoes, and then cut some fresh basil. And I'll tell you what my favorite thing is right now. I have this glaze, it's a balsamic vinegar glaze. This is from Aldi, it's delicious. And this is a lemon olive oil, so good. It's from Mazzone, which is a place here in Sarasota. You can order on their website. I have lemon oil and orange olive oil from them. But I can just press and squeeze. I'm not gonna do this right now because I'm not gonna use this oil, but press and squeeze, and there's a straw in here. It sucks the oil up, and you can measure up to a tablespoon. So if you are wanting to watch how much oil you're using, this is a great thing. So put your basil, or put your pearls or your mozzarella slices in with the tomatoes, drizzle them with the balsamic glaze, the olive oil, and fresh basil, and you've got a delicious caprese salad. So we're gonna finish making our, oops, I have an automatic soap dispenser and I put my hand right under it. I don't want soap in my cheese. I gotta get all that off. I got it everywhere, goodness gracious. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna shred the rest of the cheese. So what I find that we use the most in our house is Parmesan, cheddar, and now fresh mozzarella. I thought I was the only one that ate that, but now Christian has joined me. So I have some Parmesan cheese here. This adjustable grater comes with these little guards. So I'm gonna first, let me see, I'm gonna use a flexible cutting mat for this. It does have a little container that you can chop right in, but I feel like I have more stable, if that makes sense, just using it on the cutting mat. And I want to be able to kind of pour this into that small tray. So we're going to do Parmesan cheese, and we have the fresh mozzarella, and then we're going to do some cheddar. And the things that we like this for is pasta, and also things like chili. I made chili, and we had the cheese already ready to go. I do not eat a salad without cheese. So when I get this out to make my salads, when I'm using it as a salad bar, then cheese is a must. So we're gonna take our flexible cutting mat here, and now you know why I switched cutting boards, right? Okay, so put that in there, and then we're gonna take a block of cheddar. This is sharp cheddar. I usually have mostly Colby Jack and medium cheddar, but we have eaten a lot of cheese lately, and this was all I had left was sharp cheddar. All right, so we're gonna start by holding the block with your hand, but when it gets short, you don't want to cut your fingers. So I have a guard somewhere. Where did that go? Oh, right here. So you can grate your cheese right in this little container if you like. I just don't like the feel of that because I'm holding the grater way up here when I do that. So we'll use the food holder when we get down to that smaller amount. And actually, I may not even need to grate all of this. Let's see. So we're gonna take our cheese and fill the tray just like this. I'm sure I'll eat a salad tomorrow, so this is all ready for me. All right. All of this in there. All right, I'm not gonna overfill this. So for that, I'm not gonna stick this in here for the moment. I'll put this in the fridge, but we do have this food holder. Trying to make up some lost time here. I always think I can do everything in a certain time, and then I realize I'm a little bit behind schedule. So here we go, our cheese bar. I'll just stick this in the fridge. And I did post a picture of my, I think I posted it maybe a week or so ago, showing a picture of my fridge with this meal prep bar. So I hope you guys saw that. All right, let's get the rest of our veggies ready to go. And if we have time, I'll show you how to use the pineapple wedger. If we don't, then we'll skip it. This is our store and serve, and I love this product. It has the same footprint as a 12-pack can of drinks. So if you're thinking about how much space this takes up in your fridge, that is how much space. These also come with ice pucks, which I do not use when I'm just storing this in my fridge. So that goes for all of these. I don't use the ice pucks when I'm storing this in my fridge. I only use those if I'm transporting this somewhere. So here's the empty tray. It holds the ice pucks and 3 of these. If you want extra containers, my recommendation is to just buy a second store and serve. We do sell these containers, but they're like $25 each. They do come with the dividers and the lid and the draining insert, but it's just almost the same price to just go ahead and buy a whole nother set. And I love having multiples of this. So you can actually store this stacked just like this in the refrigerator. So I'm gonna set this aside and we're gonna get all these things prepped and ready to go. I'm gonna do the onion last, and the reason I do it last is because it is the strongest of all the flavors. And so I don't want the peppers to taste like onions, I don't want the cucumbers to taste like onions, and that kind of thing. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna cut this English cucumber in half. And I did tell you that I would show you the cup slicer. So I'm gonna cut this in half again just so I can show you more than one cut. But what you're gonna do is you just press down on the food and it fills the cup. When the cup is full, you just press it just like this, okay? So we could actually use the cup slicer for all of this. I have a container already started with corn. So I cooked the corn in the air fryer and I used our kernel cutter to cut all the kernels off. Those are great for salads, but they're also great if you're making fajitas or tacos. So now that I told you how to reheat your chicken, you can also do it on the stovetop, but you can cook all of your protein ahead of time and reheat it however way you want, and you can make tacos or fajitas or whatever. So the corn doesn't have to be just for a salad. So instead of putting this in the mandolin, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish it this way. Because we're going to use that rapid prep mandolin for several other things. So why not? We'll just keep it all uniform. And everybody, really everybody needs a, why am I holding that differently? Everybody needs a cup slicer. And this is just super cool. So, oops. And then when you get to the bottom, you're going to press that in and it pushes them out. Stick that in. And then I've got one more. I'm not gonna do more than a half of a cucumber because I'm the only one that eats cucumbers. But like if you wanted to make like chicken tzatziki or something, you could use that cucumber that you've already got ready to go here. This has the little divider in there. So here's an empty bowl. If you haven't seen these, you're gonna get dividers. So you can just stick this in just like that, and you can even use these for fruits. They're not just for vegetables. They come with a strainer or a drainer. You can't use them at the same time, so you have to pick what you want. So this is a drainer insert, and then the lid You just have to choose open or closed. So once something has been cut, you close it. If you're buying something like, let's say the English cucumbers, the short ones, they fit in here perfectly, by the way. You're gonna vent the lid if you're not cutting them, but once you cut them, you're gonna close the lid to keep the moisture out. Same thing with whole strawberries that haven't been cut. You're gonna leave the lid open if they are uncut, closed if they are cut. Just think of how they're stored in the grocery store when you buy them. Strawberry containers are vented, and that's what you want. Once you cut them though, you put them in a sealed container. So hopefully that makes sense and I didn't confuse anybody. But we've got our corn and our cucumbers, but let's go ahead and I'll show you how I got this corn ready. So before I air fried it, I took this brush. This is actually a cleaning brush. Like, for example, you can clean knives with it. You can clean the rim of a pan. You can scrub your dishes with it. This is exclusively a vegetable scrubber for me. I like it because I can just scrub on the corn and get all of the silk off. So this is only used for vegetables in my house. This is our kernel cutter, and this is what I needed this for earlier, and so I washed this bowl out. You're gonna take your corn on the cob, take your kernel cutter, and you're gonna just slide straight down. And I use this 3-cup prep bowl because it captures all of those kernels. They aren't flinging around all over the cutting mat. I've tried it other ways, and this bowl is the perfect bowl for that. So I'm gonna toss this, and then I've got the corn here. And you could always heat this up in a dish if you wanted to serve it as a side dish instead of in a salad, or if you heat it up, put a little butter in it, and you got, maybe put a little half and half or heavy cream, and you got creamed corn. I'm a Southern girl, so you can do that, I promise. All right, for the peppers, I did some of the prep work ahead of time on this to make it go a little bit faster, and we're doing better on time now, so I don't feel quite so rushed. I hope everybody is still with me. I'm gonna dry this just so I have a dry surface, and we're gonna use the Rapid Prep Mandolin. This is a powerhouse. If you do not have this, you're really missing out. This is such a phenomenal product, and I definitely want to make sure everybody gets this. And we are going to do prizes, by the way. I should have done those in the middle, and I forgot, but I have a whole list of prizes with winners already to announce, just a little bit, so stay with me. This is a little garage. This opens right up. This piece fits right on there, and this is a food pusher, so we're going to take that out because we're going to push those peppers through, and the onion too. This side has 2 dials. And I'm not going to go into tons of detail on this because I have a video featuring just this product on my YouTube channel. Definitely look for that. I also have a post. If you're a visual person like me and you want to see a diagram, a close-up of this, go to my recipe community and just search Rapid Prep Mandolin or just search mandolin and it should come up, and it explains it. You can choose slicing, French fry, or julienne. So I usually julienne the cucumbers, but we did the little half moons and that's fine. And then you can choose your thickness. So the 0 is gonna be the thinnest, and then 8 is the thickest. So I'm actually gonna do like a 6, and I want this on a slice. We're gonna put, you open this kickstand, put the little tray in there, and I have all these mini peppers. Now let me show you the pepper core. This thing has been so popular since we launched this. It's 2 pieces, so you're gonna just twist to unhook them. This is for big peppers. So when I did this tray maybe 10 days ago or so, actually I think it was New Year's Day, so yeah, about 10 days ago, I cut out the cores of all the big peppers. I used this for that. And then I sliced them in the mandolin. And then today I have these smaller peppers, so we've already got these ready to go, but let me show you how to prep this. So you're gonna take a knife and cut the stems off. I'm gonna use this as my garbage bowl right here. Aren't these beautiful? This is our dinnerware. Definitely get those if you don't have them already. This is a coring tool, so a smaller coring tool, and you can just scrape out those seeds. And then the other end, if you have a little stubborn piece, you can put that in there. These are great for jalapenos also. And this is also great for strawberries. And you can use this little tool on the inside of the bigger peppers too to scrape out the membranes. And then I like to just, if there's any seeds that are just kind of stubborn, just tap those to get them out. We'll use that again when we get to the onions. So let's go ahead and chop these up. So you're gonna be able to, this is all gonna come out right here. So we're gonna just take these peppers and I'm gonna stuff some of these in here, just like this. And then we're gonna put our food pusher in and we're just going to slice, right? How cool is that? So I love these peppers in my salads. And you know how I put the first ones in kind of like organized, but I don't care if they look perfect. So I just sort of stuff them in there. And these are amazing. And Keith doesn't like raw peppers. I love peppers like this. But maybe 4 or 5 days ago, I decided that I was going to use my meal prep bar that I just taught you guys that I'm teaching you guys how to do. I have a couple peppers that are stuck in here. Don't stick your fingers in here, okay? These are actually stuck on the back side. That's unusual. So don't stick your fingers in there. We don't want you cutting yourself. But I took the peppers and onions that I had and I sauteed them up in a skillet and we had fajitas. And I already had the chicken already cooked, flavored with that taco seasoning. And by the way, this little citrus peeler is perfect to get into these little grooves. So if you have a couple little stringy pieces, you can toss those in here. So look, we have a container of peppers. Close the vent, right? All right, next, I am not going to cut up any carrots this time. 1, for time's sake, and 2, I'm not planning to use carrots for anything this week. I don't eat raw carrots very often. I did put them in my salad because I had them. So that was kind of proof that you might eat it if you have it ready to go. But I'm gonna save these for when I know I'm gonna use them. We are gonna use our onions. Let me make sure. Yep, that's the last thing. So we're gonna get this ready to go. I don't know why I put this in the dishwasher because I was not finished with this yet. So for this, I'm gonna stay on that slice and I'm gonna go to like, let's do a 6. And for this, we're gonna use that citrus and onion peeler. I'm gonna slice the ends off of these onions, and then I'm gonna show you how to use that citrus and onion peeler to peel your onions. So, all right, my little garbage bowl here. Okay, so this is the citrus and onion peeler. There's a little hook side. You're gonna pull from the top down, flip this over, and it's almost like a fingernail side. That's what I call it. So instead of using your fingernail, you get all that's falling off, then you don't have that onion smell in your fingers. Now, I know some of you guys have heard this 100 times, but to get the smell of onion and garlic out of your hands, just get some soap and a stainless steel spoon, or if you have a stainless steel sink, then you can use that and rub it together and wash your hands on stainless and use soap and it will come out. And they actually sell this really fun, we don't sell it, but you can get it on Amazon or Williams-Sonoma. It's actually a bar of soap well, it's shaped like a bar of soap, but it's just a bar of stainless steel. So, all right, we are almost done. So, what we're gonna do is find all my parts here that I put away for some reason. I cut these onions in half, and I'm just gonna stick this in here like that. And we're gonna do the same thing that we did with the peppers. Oops, I didn't have that open. Same thing on this one. We're gonna just, oops, try to escape. Okay, and I do recommend using the drainer insert for the onions. Just toss those in here, and just like before, use that citrus and onion peeler to get this all out of those little grooves. Now, I'm gonna skip the pineapple just because of time's sake. I do have a video on my YouTube channel where I show you how to use our pineapple wedger. I was going to, I didn't fill all these intentionally, but if you wanted to do the carrots and other things, I have extra, and I just wanted to show you that. But I have a video showing you how to use the pineapple wedger on my YouTube channel, but I wanted to show you these two. These are the other two pieces of our Cool and Serve collection. These also come with ice pucks and lids. So this is the 1 quart, has an ice puck under it. This is 2.5 quart, and I love these very much. And I was gonna put the pineapple in one of these, but we're not gonna do that stuff just for time. So let me set this aside and get a sip of water and make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Let's see. Excuse me. We have this really great salad dressing container, and it has 2 salad dressing recipes printed on the bottle. So this is called the Measure, Mix, and Pour. If you like making your own homemade salad dressings, you can do that. I don't have any in there now because when we were in Georgia back in November, I went to the Dwarf House, actually the original Chick-fil-A Dwarf House in Hateville, Georgia, and I got a whole bag of their Truett's house dressing, and so that's all the dressing I'm eating right now until I run out, so it's great. 2 things. I made croutons in the air fryer, and this is just French bread that I cut up and tossed with Pampered Chef's garlic and Parmesan garlic dipping oil, and I air fried those. I shared that recipe a couple days ago. This is my new favorite thing. These are on BOGO at Publix last week. These are Mrs. Cubison's Parmesan crisps. So I like something crunchy in my salads. I highly recommend these. I looked on their website and they have other flavors, like other types of cheese, but so far all I have been able to find is the Parmesan. I've looked at Walmart and Publix, but it says use them on pizza, pasta, and salads. So, all right. Let's give away some prizes. Let me get my mess cleaned up and then I'll answer your questions. So if I have not answered your question, go ahead and put it in the chat. And remember, I'm only answering questions live on YouTube right now. And then if you're leaving comments on Facebook, I will get to those probably tomorrow. So let me do some prize winners and then I will answer your questions. I'm looking around to make sure I haven't really forgotten anything. I think I've covered most everything. I hope you guys are so excited about the meal prep bar because it has saved me so much time, and I love seeing my kids get those trays out and they're eating that food instead of something from the pantry, right? So anyways, let's do the prizes and then I'll answer the rest of your questions. Couple of things. Don't forget when you're shopping, you can look under the sale section for the outlet and for the 15% off special. So ironically, I already planned this before I knew Pampered Chef's theme for the month, which is empower your meal prep. The cup slicer, food chopper, prep bowl set, large chef's tongs, silicone utensil set, stainless steel colander set, coated knife set, electric twist and chop, citrus press, and cup zester. They're all 15% off. I went through that really quick, but they're on the website. When you spend $90 or more tonight, you're going to get a $15 credit to use on a future order. And if you shop tonight, if you spend $150 or more, you're going to get free shipping on your order and double entries when you shop tonight. The party will close on the 14th, and same rule applies. When I wake up on the 15th is when I will do the drawing. That's kind of the cutoff. So not like midnight, kind of like what we talked about. Before I go over the list of winners for the live event, there are a lot of names on here and I do not have addresses for. So if you are a winner, please send me a message with your address. It will save me a lot of time, and I'll be one step ahead and get your gift out faster if you message me. So message me if you're a winner. If you hear your name, send me the address so that I have that. So the first winner gets the silicone spoon, and that is Ellen Batchelor, one of my great friends. The next prize is the small silicone spatula. That goes to Angela Congdon, and Angela's one of my SWAT sisters in my networking group. So Angela, if you're watching and if you're going to be at SWAT on Tuesday, let me know and I'll bring it to you there. The bamboo spoon set, which is a retired product. Bethany Johnson, you are the winner of that. The serrated nylon knife, which is what I used on the lettuce, that goes to Misty Gresham. And the scoop loop, I didn't use that tonight, but it also is great for taking the seeds out of peppers, scraping pumpkins, spaghetti squash, butternut squash, that kind of thing. The winner of the scoop loop is Annette Bama. I hope I'm saying this name right. If I say your name wrong, forgive me. Annette Bama. The bamboo serving set, which is also a retired product, Amy Whipple. The vegetable peeler, Jerry Horn. Jerry Horn took care of my babies in the NICU, so to you, can we believe they're 13 and a half now? The pepper core goes to Aileen Friedline, And Aylin's been a customer of mine for, gosh, probably more than 20 years. So I'm excited about that. And the next 3 winners are gonna get a Season's Best cookbook, a seasoning packet, and a Chills ice wrap, which is not a Pampered Chef product, but it's something fun that Anna Heaton, I think you're watching, she shared this with me. You soak them in water and they kind of look like big bubble wrap, and then you can put them in different things to keep things cold. So I bought a big container of them, and so I have a few left, so I'm including those. The 3 winners, and again, if I say your name wrong, please forgive me. The first winner is Linda Fargnoli. The second winner is Charlotte Vaughn, and the third winner is Meg Wilson. So make sure you message me the address that you want this shipped to. That would be wonderful. So those are the winners. I'll post these in the recipe group. The rest of the prizes will be given away after everybody finishes shopping. So I'll announce these sometime Thursday or Friday. These, I have a long list, 27 prizes for 27 years, right? So I don't know how many we did ahead of time, but I have a 5-piece Brilliance cookware set with pan protectors, a foldable dish rack, which is a retired product. And Kath, if you're watching, thank you. One of my customers, she bought that. She didn't return it. It didn't fit for her, and she offered to give it to me to give away. So thank you for that. The 2-quart square insulated serving bowl, that's a product that is sold out. The bread basket with warming stone, also sold out. The plum pie plate, sold out. I have these for you guys, and I'm excited to give them away. A twist and chop, the rapid prep mandolin, which is what I used tonight on the peppers and the onions, and I was going to use it on the cucumbers, because you can dice with it. That's why I want you guys to go and look at the video, the separate video on YouTube, to see how you can dice with it too. I have a mini counter vacuum, a ceramic egg cooker, collapsible microwave cover, 9x13 Brilliance pan. 3 people will win a pantry bundle. And 3 of you, maybe 4 of you, are getting a surprise. I can't remember which packages I put them in. I'm not even gonna tell you guys what it is. It's not a Pampered Chef product, but when you get it, you're gonna be excited about it. Happened to see them while I was out yesterday, and they were on clearance, so I grabbed a few to surprise you guys. The chili mix and cornbread bundle, 2 people will get that. So, woo, we covered it all, right? So let me make sure, perfect. I am only 2 minutes over schedule here, so I have to answer your questions. So I hope that everybody's excited about what you learned tonight and what you can do in your kitchen to speed up meal prep and also help you and your family eat better, right? So let's see if I can get to the top. I don't know why it doesn't let me go all the way to the top. So I may not see your question, but let's see. Yeah, you guys are talking about store-bought grated cheese. If you don't know this, a lot of you probably have shredded cheese in your refrigerator. You can go and look at the ingredient list, and it includes cellulose powder, which is basically an anti-caking preservative. They put it in the bag of cheese to keep the cheese from clumping. If you've ever wondered why the bags of cheese are hung up, it's so they don't stick together. If they're all smushed together, even with that anti-caking preservative, sometimes they will get smushed and stick together. When you shred it yourself, it doesn't have that cellulose powder. So, all right, let's see. Questions. What's the other slicer called? The one that you can cut peppers, turn them, and dice them. Oh, the quick slice, Lisa. I think that's what you're talking about. The black quick slice. I think that's the one that you are asking about. Let me see. I'm looking for questions. So Kay asked about the mandolin. I do have a video. So rapid prep mandolin, if you search that on my channel, you should be able to find that. I do an in-depth video on that. Yes, Robin, I agree. Kay, get it out of the box, she said. All right. I'm looking for questions. I love reading all of your comments. Okay. So what's the best Pampered Chef tool to make matchstick cut carrots with? So the Rapid Prep mandolin is it's not gonna be matchstick, but it's gonna be close. Because of the shape of a carrot. Anyways, you're not, unless you use the retired julienne peeler where you kind of slice them, it's gonna be harder to do. But when I cut carrots with this, I use the julienne setting on the Rapid Prep mandolin on like a 4, and you can, slice it, see if you like that. but they're not going to be long pieces. They'll be short, but you can decide how big you want them. I hope that that answers that question. Yes, I never remember, Belinda, to freeze my garbage bowl stuff for stock. I never remember that, but I have done it before. Gilda, the tool I use to peel the onion is the citrus and onion peeler. I think we still sell that. I have had a hard time keeping up with the things we have discontinued. Let's see. Let's see. The last 2 insulated containers, Roberta, those are the 1 quart and 2.5 quart cool and serve bowls. So the square bowls that I didn't end up using. I'm so glad that a lot of you guys have never heard of like the salad bar, refrigerator salad bar, or meal. I've never heard of the meal prep bar. I kind of made that up as far as I know, but it was a spin-off of the refrigerator salad bar idea because it's such a great idea. But like I said, I'm the only one that eats salad in my house. So let's see. How do you remove the cookie if you wanted to make multiple to give? Ada, I would recommend if for the dessert pizza, I would cut parchment paper in the shape of the heart and maybe put it underneath it like that. That would be my suggestion. I haven't tried it, but that's a great idea. I hope that that works if you decide to do that. Anita, that is such a great idea. Anita said she's using the heart stone as gifts for her bridesmaids. I hope your bridesmaids aren't watching if I just gave that away. So let's see. Lily, so for the live, she said, how do you win? So for the live giveaways, you have to RSVP ahead of time. And then the rest of the giveaways are done after people finish the shopping. So when you shop, you're going to get entered in to win the prizes. And you get double entries if you shop before I wake up tomorrow. Let's see. Looking at questions. If I've missed your question, please put it in again because I can't go up any higher. I don't know why, but it doesn't do that. So Leothea, it's 27 gifts total. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of those I gave away during the live, and then the rest of them will be given away after the party is over. So Amy, I'm so glad I inspired you to do some meal prepping. I personally don't like getting, I've never been a big meal prepper because I don't always know what we're gonna have, like what recipes I'm gonna make, but I loved this idea of not really knowing ahead of time what I was going to use this for, but I chose ingredients that I do use on a regular basis, and there was almost no waste. I had a few of the cucumbers that I didn't eat in enough time, and so I tossed those, but everything else, I'm trying to think of anything else that didn't get eaten. I don't think so. I think pretty much everything else was definitely eaten before it went bad. Mary asked about shredding lettuce in the mandolin. Yes, you can take the romaine lettuce and you can just put all of that in and put it on a slice and slice it up. I only recommend doing that if you're going to be using it right away. I prefer the serrated nylon knife because it gives it more of a tear since it's nylon and not metal. So just keep that in mind. Let's see. So Pam asked, can you smell the onions in the container? So only when their onions are in them can you smell them. It's not gonna like remember the smell. I've not had any issues with that at all. And I use these for fruits and vegetables and I don't keep up with what was in any of them. I do wash them in the dishwasher. So if you're not a dishwasher washer, you might wanna wash them in a dishwasher just to ensure that you get all of that, those smells out. So let's see, any other questions? I'm gonna give you guys just another minute. I don't think I missed anybody, but then again, like I said, for some reason it limits how far I can scroll up. And so I wanna give you guys just a second if you need to ask a question. So the deadline for shopping is Wednesday, the 14th. But like I said, I'm not staying up late to like keep up with who's shopping. So when I get to my desk on Thursday morning is when I will, you know, kind of cut that list off for the drawing. But I do have a lot of people every time they text me, they're like, oh, I didn't get it in by midnight, and or they shop at 3 a.m. their, my time, and they're like, I don't know if I got in the drawing, so I just want to kind of make that clear. Excuse me, something's tickling my nose. So the 14th, but technically the morning of the 15th. Also, save the date. I was trying to figure out, excuse me, my nose is, something's tickling my nose. I was trying to figure out the best time for the next couple of dates, and so the next live event will be February the 8th, so definitely put that on your calendar. And I think I have told you guys everything that I plan to tell you, so if you have any questions about anything, just let me know. And I'm so glad. I love all the comments. You guys make me feel so good, and I wouldn't be here 27 years later without all of you. So I know a lot of you I know in person, a lot of you we've never met before, some of you I feel like we are family because we chat so much, whether it be on text or Facebook or whatever, and we've gotten to know each other, even though a lot of us haven't met in person. And then there are so many of you who I have met in person, and I love all of you, and I just so appreciate you guys celebrating with me. It's so much fun, and I love getting together with you every single month together. So, Susan asked, when will I reveal the new March products? I don't even know what they are yet, so I don't know yet. It will not be during the February 8th live. At least I'm not planning to do any, reveal any new products until March. Let's see. So Linda asked, what was the name of the containers with the dividers? These are called I think it's the store and serve. Store and serve is what this is called, and you get these are extra. So you get 3 containers, 3 draining inserts, 3 dividers, 3 lids, 2 ice pucks, and then this tray. And you can, like I said, that's why I had these out, so you can see you can stack these. You don't, if you buy 2 sets, don't stack another base. Just stack directly on the top. But without the extra, this takes up the same space with the ice pucks as a 12-pack of drinks. So, all right, let's see if there are any new questions before we sign off. Okay, I think that is it. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight, and I look forward to seeing you guys on Facebook. Like I said before, if you are not a member of my recipe group, go to theflipflopchef.com. Click the button at the top of the page to join the group. And if you have not subscribed to my channel here on YouTube, I hope you click the subscribe button before you leave. If you're watching this on Facebook, please head over to YouTube, click the subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you guys real soon. I'll be sharing lots of things. And at 9:15, so in 3 minutes, you'll have the fruit pizza recipe. I scheduled this ahead, and all of the meal prep bar information that I shared with you tonight will be posted in my recipe community. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.